So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing Hotel California. I won't be doing much singing in this one because I think due to copyright laws I'm not allowed to sing this song. But I can show you the picking patterns and the strumming patterns that we can use to play along with this song. So this is going to be an easy version of Hotel California. You'll see I have a capo on the 2nd fret here. And what we're going to do is we're going to be playing chords relative to the capo. So instead of playing an F sharp major chord like they play in the original, we're going to be playing an E major. So this capo is going to help us eliminate some of the bar chords. The only bar chord we'll have to contend with in the easy version is the F major bar chord. And if you want to, you can play the F major 7. As you can hear, it doesn't sound as nice as the full bar chord, so I recommend using that. But if you're not keen on the bar chords yet, don't worry. Now all the picking patterns and strumming patterns I'm going to go over here can be applied to the original song. So if you want to go look it up in the original chords, but if you want to go to my website, laurenbateman.com, I have the easy version on my website, and that's what we're going to be doing in this tutorial lesson here. So let's start off with the picking pattern for the intro. Okay, for the intro, first let's discuss how we can keep this really simple. So say you're a beginner and we want to keep this really simple. So first let's go over the chord progression. And the great thing about this song is it does have a repetitive chord progression. It's just the chord progression is 8 chords long. So that chord progression is, it's going to be A minor, E, G, D, F, C, D minor, and E. And then we're going to repeat that for the intro. We'll repeat that through for the verses. The choruses, we're going to change it up a little bit, but also the outro at the end with the really long solo. It's the same chord progression. So that's nice. So 4 chords: A minor, E, G, D, F, C, D minor, E. We're going to play through that twice for the intro. But if you want to keep things simple, a great way to do it would just to be playing with 8th notes. If you're absolutely simplified and you want to keep it simple, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We can use that for the verses, but for this intro we can go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The other thing you could do is you could just, do 1 and 3 if you wanted. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. That works really well too. Opens it up a bit more, and then you can switch to the 8th note strumming for the verse. So what we're going to do, let's talk about the picking pattern that I was using in the intro here. Now you can improvise with this. I'm going to show you a basic pattern, and you can add or subtract to that as much as you want. When I play songs like this, so this song's a little bit more in the intermediate realm. Even with the strumming patterns I'm going to show you later, there's a lot of improvisation. I don't usually play it the same way through twice, because when you're focusing on playing something and singing, your guitar is on automatic pilot, so my head kind of does whatever my hand wants it to do. So if we talk about this picking pattern, we're basically starting with the strum, putting some picking notes in between, and then ending with the strum. And all of this takes place between the 1 beat and the 3 beats. So on the 1 beat we're strumming, so we start with A minor. We're going to strum down. And then I'm going to pick the bottom 3 strings, starting on the high E, going to the B, and then going to the G. So it's going to be... pattern. And then I'm going to strum again. So it's strum, pick, 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 strum. One more time, strum, pick, 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 strum. And then I would switch to the next chord, which would be the E major, and same thing. Strum, pick, 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 strum. Same thing. And you can do the same for the G. This doesn't sound exactly like the intro, but that's why it's the easier version. This is a way for you to play it and have it be accessible to you without going too crazy. So that's the basics of it. So it's strum, first string, second string, third string, strum. So strum, 1, 2, 3, strum, and then we got G, bum, 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 strum, finally D. And you can do that for the entire intro. If I wanted to just show you a little bit more what you can do, if you want to spice it up even more. So you can see you don't have to just, you can do up picking, down picking, you can kind of split things up. You heard I threw a couple hammer-ons in there, which if you listen to the original, they have hammer-ons in. The original doesn't have a capo, so they do a lot of things based off of the open strings. So that's kind of a cool thing, but just shows you how you can spice it up even more if you want to try and play around with it. But we're going to stick with strum, pick, 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 strum. And then strum, pick, 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 strum. So that's how I would approach the intro for this song. Now, let's go to the verse. All right, so the verse is using that same 8-chord progression, A minor, E, G, D, F, C, D minor, E. The only thing is we're going to start strumming now. And the strumming pattern that we're going to use for this is has a little bit of a 16th note to it. So the first half is going to be 1, 2, and so it's going to be down, 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 up. That's what it'll sound like. So it's 1, 2, and up. Down, 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 up. And then the second half is going to be 3 and 4, 8, and 3 and 4, 8, and So it's going to be down, 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 up, down, up. So if we put both of those together, it's going to be 1, 2, and 3 and 4, 8, and 1, 2, and 3 and 4, 8, and 1, 2, and 3 and 4, 8, and then D. 1, 2, and 3 and 4, 8, and go to the F. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up. Just thinking of the next strumming pattern. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, and then E. Down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up. So that's the strum. If I played a little bit quicker for you to hear what it sounds like. Keep going to the second strumming pattern. Gives you a feel of what that's going to sound like. So this one, fortunately, we have downs on all of the downbeats, the 3s, the 1s, the 2s, the 4s. So that's the strumming pattern we're going to use for the verse. So if I go through it one more time, it's going to be, I'll start on A minor here and I'll stay on A minor. It's going to be 1, 2, and 3 and 4, 8, and 1, 2, and 3 and 4, 8, and so that's down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up. That's the strumming pattern we're going to use for the verse. Now, we're going to jump to the chorus, and our chord progression is going to change a little bit, and our strumming pattern is going to open up a little bit and come a little bit more syncopated. So first, let's talk about the chord progression, because we're going to change things up a little bit. So it's going to be F, then C, E7, A minor, F, C, D minor, E. So again, we have an 8-chord progression for our chorus. Now, the strumming pattern, we're going to be doing a lot of up strums. So it starts exactly the same as the last pattern. So we have the down, 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 up. That's how it's going to start. I guess I should start it on the F chord. So that's the first chord of the chorus. So it's going to be down, 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 up. So that's that 1, 2, and up. Now, after that, we're not going to be playing a downbeat on the 3. We're actually going to be playing 2 more ups after that. So if we play this pattern, it's going to be down, 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 up, 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 down, down, up. That's the whole thing. Ready? It's down, 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 up, 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 down, down, up. The whole pattern. So the timing is 1, 2, and E, 4, and So we don't have any strum on the 3. Let me do it again. So it's going to be down, 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 up, 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 down, down, up. Now, if you want to keep things simple on the chorus, all you have to do, you can do all down strums. If you want to just do the chorus, 1, or 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can do something simple like that, or 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you want to keep things really simple. If you want to challenge yourself a little bit with this syncopated strumming pattern, let's break down that rhythm one bit at a time, because for some people doing multiple ups, if you've never done that before, can be tricky. So let's start with just 1 up. So we got the first part of the pattern. Down, 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 up. Let's do it again. Down, 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 up. Great. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to have the second up. So it's going to be down, 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 up, up. And that's it. Down, 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 up, up. One more time. Down, 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 up, up. Good. Now we're going to add the third up. So it's going to be down, 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 up, up, up. That's it. Down, 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 up, up, up. One last time. Down, 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 up, up, up. All right, that's all the up strums. So now we're just going to add the down, down, up to the end. So it's down, 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 up, 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 down, down, up. Again, down, 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 up, 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 down, down, up. And that's the strumming pattern we're going to use for the chorus. It'll sound like this. And there you have it. That's the pattern we're going to use for the chorus. And that's really it. And so you basically have your intro, which is the picking part, your verses and your choruses, and the end of the song is that solo. And of course we had our original verse strumming and chords, and I will kind of intensify that with the solo. So I might even do some builds if we're going into I switched to all eighth note down strums at that point. So these are things, like I said, when I play something like this, I'm not thinking about the strumming pattern. My hand is just playing. I'm trying to maintain some semblance of that strumming pattern, but I'm probably never playing it the same way twice because I'm not focusing on it. Especially with this, because we're moving from picking to a strumming pattern that's on the downbeat to a strumming pattern that's on an upbeat. So it's a little bit tricky moving between these patterns. So first, I would recommend practicing the picking, then practicing your verse strumming, and then practicing your chorus strumming. And don't even worry about changing chords. Just practice the strums first, then move through your chord progressions, and then try sewing all of the parts together, moving from one flawlessly into another. So that gives you some ideas of how to play Hotel California. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to make a donation, visit laurenbateman.com/donate. I appreciate everything you guys do. I hope you like the new camera. Make sure to leave a comment. Let me know. A thumbs up. Really appreciate you guys. I try to comment back whenever I can. And feel free to go check out some of the other videos and other video lessons in my YouTube channel. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in the next lesson video.